stood on the block in that rain.
Cause I gotta get it. Cause I gotta get it. We out on the mission.
Okay, track on. We stood on the block in that rain. Used to post up on them benches. We really come straight from the trenches. Niggas, they hating, they envy. This money is filthy, but nigga, I gotta go get it. Ain't wasting my time with these bitches. They telling me lies and I act like I listen. You catch me in traffic and I got my glizzy. I ride with that gang and we out on a mission.
We out on the mission.
And we on the mission to get it. Told Lil Dago, run up them digits. Ain't about money, then a nigga can't listen. Stay down too long, straight to the millions. Move low key, now they all in they feelings. Wrong play made, and them young niggas blessing. 20s and 50s, that's all that we hearing. Still in the trap, cause I gotta get it.
Peace, pretty girls. It's Kiara J.
Samaria, and today we will be talking about relationships.
Yes.
It was a pretty interesting topic to me because I came across some tweets that were pretty toxic, and I just wanted to touch bases on why our generation of young black people, I don't feel like we know how to be in healthy relationships. And when I say relationships, I don't just mean romantic relationships, but I mean
Platonic relationship.
work relationships, family ships, friendships. What's going on here?
I can honestly say that communication has been lost. And I think that it starts with the sensitivity level of people. Because I think when growing up, communication, it used to be a little bit easier to tell someone how you feel, how they made you feel, if they hurt you or not. And I feel like nowadays it's kind of hard to do that because you are afraid that you tell them how you feel, and after that just might be the end of your relationship, or that just might be awkwardness and an energy, or somebody feeling some type of way about you after that. That's my take on it when I think about the evolution of how relationships are now versus when we were children. I feel like it was a little bit more easygoing than it is now. What you think about that?
I can agree to that, but I do feel like, I feel like back in the days, women were more quiet. They were more silenced than they are today. But I like the voice that's coming from the women now, but today I just feel like women are too aggressive. So I feel like we have two people in a relationship and they might, now I just feel like everybody is hurt. Back then it was just when a man got hurt, once that first girl break his heart, he just go ballistic. And the next woman really have to break him and crack him to get him back to trust and, real love for a female again. But now it's both ways. Once women get hurt, they just go ballistic too now. And when they go ballistic, they just go over the extreme. It's just now they just being extra aggressive, extra calling the men the B words, extra disrespectful to the man. And I just feel like it's a huge disconnect, because once the woman is disrespecting the man is disrespecting the woman. How can we work it out? Back then, you might have had some disrespect coming from the man, but a woman still shed a light. So light can diminish the darkness, but the darkness can't diminish the darkness. But now I feel like we in the era where it's just all darkness.
Yeah.
So the relationship is just toxic coming both ways. The woman used to be the voice of reason to the man, but now there's just no voice of reason because everybody is hurt. Everybody is trying to prevent from becoming hurt further. So we just hurting each other, to the point where it's just no return.
Yeah. I definitely agree. It's like fire, fighting fire.
Yeah.
Basically. And the lack of respect for one another, it's just so disheartening to even watch. And see, me back in the day, I hated when a man called me the B word. Those were fighting words back then. So I know that I would never open my mouth to call another person that, let alone a man. And I see how females do that so openly and so disrespectfully without like a kid. And I understand, like, we've been getting it for so long, so it's easy to give it back out to another person. But just imagine how you felt when that person gave it to you. And that's how I look at things. Like, I don't think nobody's looking at things in that way. They just they hurt and they hurting others, but I don't think they're looking at it like, dang, I used to feel a way when this used to happen to me, and now I'm just perpetuating. I'm keeping it going. Like, the toxicity is so unhealthy, and it's not even cute at this point.
But it's
even cute.
But it's been in the media. It's just been glorified. Like, back then, you get it's a man hitting a woman, like, it was the worst thing in the world back then, and the media made it that, like, your whole career can be gone if you do these things. But now they glorifying it. It's all over social media, and it's kids' favorite celebrities that's on TV, like, blacking each other's eyes, calling each other the B word, and just being totally disrespectful towards one another openly, like, degrading each other. Just it makes me so sad. Like, come on, black people.
And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. The same way a man is not supposed to disrespect, put his hands on a woman have to reciprocate the same energy. And then it comes to the point where we are feminine, we are delicate, we are women, we are ladies. Why are we not carrying ourselves as such anymore? Like, why don't we have this crown on our head and this value about ourselves that we used to? We don't walk with our heads held high. Like, we just so in a place where it's like the self-love is gone.
Yeah, the self-love is definitely gone. I feel like the music portrayed women so badly that women are now carrying themselves as such. They taking on what's been put out about them in the music. And no, we not supposed to do that. Like, they putting this out in the music, we need to prove them wrong. Because at the end of the day, we the most prized possession walking the earth. And we need to treat ourselves as such. Like, what? We are goddesses. We are queens. We don't need to walk around here like we dog hoes, because we're not. And excuse me, I might have to block that word out, but but we just not.
You can use it.
We are beautiful. We supposed to, our skin soft. We smell good. We don't walk around carrying ourselves like dogs. We're not dogs. And and I'm not saying by all means, I'm not saying give a man a pass to treat you how he want to treat you. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're not going to tame a man giving him the same treatment that giving him the treatment that you feel like he deserved because he's such and such. Yeah. And you don't have to go into relationships. I'm sorry, I feel like I cut you off. You don't have to go into relationships. Or I'm not going to even say go into a relationship. You start off as friends first. And even if that guy is dating a lot of women, you don't have to treat him a certain way because he's dating a lot of women. Because at the end of the day, y'all bond is y'all bond. And if y'all bond that well, if y'all vibe that well, then women gonna fall off. Like, he gonna end up with just one woman. Like, we don't have to. I just feel like we lost it somewhere. We just lost it somewhere in there. And it's like when we act that way and we act like, oh, we don't care about these dudes. We can have so many dudes. Even a guy told me before that having 1 million girls is lonely. So for us females, I know having 1 million guys is lonely. And it's probably the most loneliest thing in the world. It's okay to be vulnerable. You can express your feelings. People can only use your feelings against them if you let them. But don't be ashamed about how you feel. It's how you feel. So and when you're not ashamed at how you feel, can't nobody use those feelings against you. So you can always express how you feel without feeling like you're gonna look stupid or you're gonna be a clown because you expressing your feelings to this dude who don't care about you. Because at the end of the day, if he don't care about you, it's his loss. Treat yourself like my father always told me, you are the catch. Treat yourself like you the catch, and baby, you will never have to chase. I'm telling you. And you can have these men respecting you like you the queen of the earth, bowing down to you like you are the queen of the earth. But you have to treat yourself like that first. It starts with you.
I definitely agree with that. Know your worth. Can't say that enough. You know your worth.
And treat people how you want to be treated.
Treat people how you want to be treated. And also, you have to be the person that you want to be with. People have these expectations, these long lists of how somebody that they want to be with should be. But are you those things that's on that list? Like, you have to be realistic and you attract what you are.
I'm telling you.
So when you keep attracting a certain type of person into your life, you have to look into the mirror and say, maybe there's some changes that I need to make. And that's real.
Yes.
You want somebody with a whole bunch of money, you should have a whole bunch of money too. You need to be bringing something to the table too. And we have to learn to be more and tap into our special capabilities. And when I say that, I mean the skills, the talents, the purposes that you was born with, and not looking outside of ourselves to make us happy.
Mm-hmm.
We get all dressed up, we get all beautified, we put on these nice clothes, and we just think that the world is going to bow down to us, and we're not bringing nothing else to the table. Like, read, listen to some things that moves you, that opens your mind, that broaden your horizons. Like, so when you get into different circles, you can speak people languages.
And even if you have a hood guy, you can teach him something that nobody has ever taught him before. Because obviously he's the same way because he keep being around the same type of women.
Yes, you need to be able to teach each other. When you get into a relationship and you connect with people, you should be helping each other build. Like, why are we breaking each other down? Why are we dragging each other when we should be building each other up?
I know I'm going to uplift my man because I want my man to uplift me.
Yeah, I can remember being a young girl. I always said I'm going to be an addition to anybody's life, never a subtraction. Anybody that I run into, that I meet, co-workers, friends, anybody, I'm dropping jewels on you. And I only know this because I read, I learn things, I listen to people, I open my mind, because I'm not just going to be a pretty face.
Or good sex.
Or that.
Or a good cook. Or whatever else we feel like we have to be to keep a man, because that's not just it. Men need love. Men need nurture. At the end of the day, all of us come from women. The woman is the nurturer. When that man get a woman, he still need that same love, from like the same type of love that come from his mother, from his woman. He might want his back rubbed and his feet rubbed, all the same stuff you want. We want our feet rubbed when we come home from work. We want back rubs. We want massages. They want the same thing. Men are teddy bears. Mm-hmm. Men are more sensitive than women. But until we can realize that, and we can realize, and we not making excuses for men, but we are understanding that they are coming from a place of hurt, and we don't want to be an addition to that hurt. We want to we can't take away the hurt, but we can only show them something different, something new, but they're not used to. We can't be the same woman that they already had a million times before, because therefore they're gonna feel like all women are the same. Just like when we get the same type of dude, we just starting to feel like all dudes are the same. Well, it's not true. All men are not the same. All men are not do not cheat. All men are not. Just everything we say negative about men, we gotta start uplifting our men. We gotta start uplifting each other. Friendships, we supposed to support each other. We supposed to uplift each other. If my friend come to me and tell me, oh, he left me and he talked to her. If my friend show me a picture of her and deep down I'm feeling like, dang, that girl is pretty. I ain't gonna tell my friend, well, she is pretty now. Guess what I'm gonna tell my friend? She don't look better than you. Cause I'ma always uplift my friend. I'm not gonna make my friend look bad if somebody don't wanna be with her, and I'm gonna say, guess what? It's another dude out here for you, and it's a better one. So let him be with who he wanna be with. I'm not gonna bad talk the other girl either, cause that ain't my style. If she pretty, she pretty. And I'm gonna tell my friend that. If my friend try to be like, she ugly, no. She a pretty girl, but you are also pretty too. And you can do better than him. Because if she can bag him, she can have him.
Hello?
So we just have to carry ourselves like we the catch. And who cares if people say we think we all that? It don't matter. If you don't think you all that, who will?
You are all that.
Who will?
And you need to carry yourself as such. So if it don't work out, it don't work out. And you just keep it moving.
Yeah, I always go by that saying, if she can bag them, she can have them. If you can take what's mine, baby, you can keep it, because it was not mine to begin with. And I done had a few guys taken from me before. Some females that came across and took them niggas. I'm sorry, they took them. They took them, and it almost destroyed my self-esteem. But I don't let it get that far, and I would never let another female see me sweat about the next man. And because I don't let a female see me sweat about the next man, I'm just able to move on with grace. And I just be like, oh well, he just wasn't mine, you know. And I don't get to questioning myself like, what's wrong with me, or what do she have that I don't have? Because those are the questions that'll make you feel insecure as a woman. And you gotta stand in your security as a woman, no matter if a man leaves you or not. Because most of the time when a man leaves you or he goes to another woman, it's 90 times out of 100, it's him. And it's some insecurities that he dealing with. And especially when it's just, you know, like Beyonce saying resentment. When she performed resentment, like, she not even had for me. So when you start to feel like, dang, bruh, how you going, you know, I mean, what? It's not you. It's not you. And I just learned to accept that, and it's not me.
Well, sometimes the relationship wasn't just meant to be, like, it wasn't meant for y'all to last that long, and just keep the memories that y'all had, keep them safe, like, within your heart, and just move on gracefully, like, because you, at the end of the day, like, we don't own nobody. We be trying to have possession over people, like somebody is an object or something, or somebody can't be happy with somebody else. You put out good, like, you give good to others, even if it don't work out with y'all, like, you wish that person the best so that you can get good things coming to you. Like, when we start breaking up and it just being so bad, like, just enjoy what y'all had, remember it, like, take it with, like, keep it with you, but move to the, I mean,
Just move on, babe. That's why I'm able to be friends with everybody that I've ever dated and talked to.
Yeah, maybe it's better for y'all to be friends. Maybe the relationship just ran its course. Like they say, relationships are seasonal, even friendships. And that's what we was talking about before we went back to relationships. We was talking about friendships and supporting your friends. Like, that's so important. I feel like we in a time where everybody is selfish right now. Everybody for themselves.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of people trying to support their friends.
I feel like people are more, it's easier for people to support
Strangers.
strangers. And I don't understand why. But it's even easier for people to take advice from strangers than people that they know. And I guess it's just because I guess when you look on the screen, okay, say you know me, you know what I have, what I don't have, and so if I'm giving you some knowledge or some wisdom, and you like, I mean, you ain't really know me yet, but you get the same advice from your favorite celebrity, and you feel like they already have access to the whole world, so they know more than the person that's right next to you. I feel like it's a lot of that going on as well. And then I feel like it's easier for some people. It might, sorry, we gotta stay cute. I feel like it's easier for some people to support people that they don't know, because sometimes, even sometimes it's unknowingly, but we have a crab in the bucket mentality. Like, we don't want to see people on the same level as us, as we like to think. We don't want to see them get ahead of us. And so it's hard for me to put money into somebody's pocket that I feel like it's just gonna go further than me. But it's not a good mentality to have. It's not a good mentality to have. And that's why it's so many other, and I hope that it's so many different, everyone is watching our podcast right now, but when I say this, I'm speaking for the Black community. It's so many other races of people ahead of us financially, successfully, because we don't like to support each other. We don't like to support the people that we are with. We can support people from a distance that we don't know. We can give them all of our money, but we don't give the money to the person that's right next to us. Other races, they look out for their people. That's why they always say it's easier to get places from who you know versus what you know. Because people look out for their people. But our people do not look out for each other. All we want to do is bash each other. And it's disheartening on social media. Every time I see a picture, I see the caption is a competitive one to other females or other guys. Like, why you can't post a picture of yourself and just be like, I'm pretty as fuck, or like, I'm beautiful as fuck? Why the caption can't be about you? It's a picture of you. Why must the picture be a picture of you and say, I'm stepping on B's necks and all that stuff? Why do you have to be stepping on people's necks? And speaking of that, that connects back to the relationship stuff and all that stuff, because all of this toxicity is stemming from insecurity.
Yeah.
People are insecure.
I can see through that. Like, I can literally, I feel like, and this is not for everybody, because some people are just that confident in themselves, but I don't know. But the people that speak the loudest in the room and need the most attention are the people who have the most insecurities. Because it's like they need validation. They need for somebody to see them and recognize them and give them the praise and accolades. If you are secure within yourself, you don't need none of that. You already know what you're capable of and what you bring into the world. Like, you don't need that. So for me, sometimes when I see that, it just makes me feel bad. It just makes me feel bad that you even have to put another person down to make yourself feel good. I was always that kid that I never wanted to make anybody feel less than or uncomfortable, no matter what they have or what they never have, because everybody have a story. And I done been in some people homes that brag so much, and you think that, and then it's shocking. And then I'm like, dang, this is why they so loud and they talk down on other people, because they hardly have. This is why.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some things that, so I'm not gonna get into the things that I've seen, but like moving to Cali for the first time and seeing some things different from what it looked like on social media, and it just all seeing that just put me in a place like nothing is what it seems. Mm-hmm. So you can't really impress me too much with that. I really need to sit down and have a conversation with people and get to the real them, the core of them, to really be impressed, because I'm not.
Oh my God.
Hardly impressed by what I see now from experiencing that, because I'm like, wow. And it was like a few models. I could talk about that because I don't even know these people, but I went to like a house and it was a few models and they showed me their pages, and then I seen them in person, and it was two different things. And me moving to Cali, that opened my eyes, because I never witnessed anything like that before. Like, I'm not a big social media person, so I don't see the things that people do on social media, like the filters and all that stuff. But I feel like it was way overboard, and I felt like it was deceiving. You are presenting yourself as this person, but you're coming as your real self, and it's not. And I'm in my mind, I feel bad because I'm thinking like, wow, what does that do to your self-esteem that you have to make all these changes for somebody to pick you on Instagram? It's like, pick me. And I feel bad, but I think I'm getting a little bit off topic, because that's now a whole different rabbit hole.
Take that part out. But back to the relationship part, is a very important piece that you stated in that part when you went down the rabbit hole. It's a very important piece that I caught that you stated when you said you got to get to know the person. It's a lack of that. Like, when I start talking to guys, the first thing I be asking them is like, if you could be anything that you want to be in life, what would you be? And they be surprised as hell that I'm asking them that question. Like, why are you surprised that I'm interested in knowing, like, the real you? Like, what you like in life? Like, what do you really like? Because what we show on social media outside of our homes, just outside of our homes in general, is we normally guard it. Especially guys, they are more guarded than females, and they have goals and dreams, and they might not have reached those goals and dreams yet, but nobody asks them about those goals and dreams. Like, why be surprised that I'm asking you about a goal or a dream? And that's how we connect. Automatically we connect on a different level than how he connected with females before me. Automatically. Because now he know that I want to see him. I don't care about the shoes you have on. I don't care about the money that you have in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, baby, what you eat do not make me shit. I got to get it myself. But when I'm interested in going into a relationship, or when I like somebody, I really want to get to know who they are. I want to know their goals that they haven't accomplished yet. I want to know the goals that they already accomplished. And I want us to talk about that. I want us to have deeper conversations. Like, I want to know their fears. Like, what makes you cry? Because you tough, and I like tough guys, but also at the end of the day, I like seeing people. I like seeing tears from men. Because I feel like when they show tears, they not afraid to show you who they are. Like, it's so many men that cannot be who they are. They are afraid to be who they are because of judgment. They getting judged. They getting judged by their men. Outside, they getting judged by the women that they deal with. I done seen it so much when a man cry in front of a woman. Oh, he always crying. He a crybaby. He just no, he's human. He's human.
He go through things. And them words hurt him too.
Exactly. And the words hurt.
Yeah.
So when you out here calling him the B word and you think he gonna wife you up, no, he's not. He's not, because he automatically seeing you as somebody that don't give a F about him. Just like you probably feel like he don't give a F about you, and you don't even know that because you ain't try to get to know him first. But when you get to calling him the B word, he now feel like you don't care about him. So he gonna treat you accordingly. So he only gonna, whatever you had in your mind about him, he's only gonna, that energy is only gonna be shown to you. It's gonna be reciprocated. It's like the law of attraction. You putting something off on him, or a man putting something off on a woman saying that she a hoe, she this, that, and the third. So you treating that person accordingly, and because you are treating that person accordingly, they only gonna go back to what they know. Because at the end of the day, it's survival mode. Everybody is in survival mode. Men are not just treating women crazy because they want to treat women crazy. They treating women crazy because they don't want to get hurt by women that they love. A man's hurt is much more deeper than a woman's hurt is deep, but a woman, we are strong. We are strong. We can handle it. Men can't handle when they get hurt. I done seen a dude throwing up all day long. I done seen it. They sick. They literally sick. Physically sick because they girl and cheated on them. They sick because they know you talking to somebody else. When they find out that you done had sex with somebody else, oh Lord. They crying crocodile tears. I done seen it. But it's disheartening that we don't take the time to understand men, and men not taking the time to understand women. And when I say understanding each other, I mean understand our hurt. Because you can only understand somebody when you understand their hurt and their pain. If you're not taking the time out to understand somebody's hurt and pain, what are you even dealing with them for? Y'all might as well not even be dealing with each other, because y'all relationship is just going to be toxic.
Yeah, and also, it's a question of, do you want to be right or do you just want to be happy? Because everybody is walking around wanting to be right. So they're arguing for their point of view to get heard and to get agreed upon. Like y'all might not agree on everything. Y'all might not agree on a lot of stuff, but that's okay because y'all are two different people. But the question is, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet. Mm-hmm. Like every fight is not meant to be fought. Mm-hmm. You gotta choose your battles, and that's how. If you talk to like older people that have been married for 25 plus years, it's not that they didn't have issues in their relationship. It was that they was willing to work through it because they loved each other. They wasn't too quick to walk away when things got tough. Because everything's not gonna be easy. Every relationship is not gonna be goals and fantasy. You really grown with a person that you don't know. Mm-hmm. You really trying to build something with a person that you don't know. And you have to understand that you're not going to always be right. Somebody is not going to always trust that what you're saying is the right way. They have their own point of view, and sometimes you just have to respect that.
And know that your point of view is just your opinion.
Yeah, and listen. We have to start listening. Like, we be really sitting here arguing with each other. And sometimes I find myself in an argument. I'm not listening to nothing you're saying. If I'm yelling, I know I'm not. So I know that person is not listening to me when I'm yelling at them. They just trying to get their point across. Like, nobody is listening and hearing the next person out. You have to learn to listen to what somebody is really saying. And when most of the time when there is a disagreement, it's a two-way street. It ain't this person is the blame for everything. It's a two-way street to where y'all got to that point where y'all arguing now. Even if it's a little bit, hey, I did do that. I did, my tone changed a little bit. I looked the wrong way, or I might have said something that they took the wrong way. But it's always two people in the argument that should be equally the blame, unless it's like this person just did something totally crazy. You ain't had nothing to do with it, and y'all got no. Most of the time, like, lack of communication, like, learn how to communicate effectively, and that does not mean you talking and yelling until you get your point across. It's listening more to what the next person has to say.
Actually listening and hearing them is very important.
And taking it in and
Taking it in.
understanding what they're saying to you, like, and then you can be. It's okay to be like, you know what? I apologize. The next time, I'll be more mindful of that because sometimes we're not even aware when we are putting this energy out to somebody. Sometimes we're not even aware of that.
hmm From a past relationship, I learned that number one, we can't be so sensitive to the truth. Because the more sensitive you are to the truth, the more you're going to be lied to. And you can't get to know somebody that's just keep lying to you. The best relationship, first and foremost, is start with a friendship. I can marry the person that is my friend because I know this person. And I feel like a friendship is more important than a relationship. But I learned that from a past relationship. Well, that person was teaching me that a friendship is more important because you're really getting to know that person. You're not just learning the roses, you're learning the thorns as well. And but I had to learn to not be so sensitive to the truth. And the less sensitive I became to the truth, the more we was able to openly talk about everything. Like everything. And now in my current relationship, we just don't hold back. We tell each other everything. Like we just open and I don't get offensive when certain things are said because it's that person's truth. So yeah, you gotta be open to the truth. If you dealing with somebody and y'all both communicate that, all right, we just getting to know each other. So I don't want to be committed right now. I might want to see other people. And y'all in a agreement of that. Y'all can't really get mad when the person is seeing other people because y'all agreed to this. And if as a woman, if you are not okay with being with somebody who want to see other people who told you that, don't try to force a relationship on that person. It's never going to work. When somebody tell you what they want, take their word for it. If they telling you they don't want a relationship right now, this is what they want to do, take their word for it. I don't care if that man is treating you like you the only girl in his life. If he told you that he don't want to be in a relationship, take his word for it until he tell you that he do want to be in a relationship, because it's men that does that all the time, and us females be like, he just want his cake and eat it too. But of course he do. Who want to sit in front of a cake and not eat it? Unless they're a person that don't like cake. If I want the cake, of course I want to eat the cake too. But if I'm telling you that I don't want to be in a relationship, I'm telling you that, and I might just be a romantic person. I might treat all my women like they the only one. It does not mean that I want to be in a relationship. So you have to take people's word for what they telling you and their actions. And y'all move accordingly. If you're not okay with that, leave that person alone. Don't let that person destroy your self-esteem by staying with him or her and they just doing what they want to do because they not ready to settle down yet. And it's okay if they're not ready to settle down yet. It don't mean that you have to judge them on that and call them disloyal, this, that, and the third, because no, they just not ready to settle down yet. And just because you're not getting your way in that relationship, don't make them a bad person. It don't. And another thing I learned is that we have to stop taking stuff so much to the heart. When other people do stuff for the satisfaction of their life, it's not nothing against us.
And in relationships, we just have to stop assuming, like, we cause ourselves so much suffering from assuming things that might not even be true. And I think that there's something I actually told a friend like a long time ago, because she would call a guy and they might not answer. She'd come up with all these stories and make up stuff, and it make her feel bad. She'd be suffering. She'll say the craziest stuff. And I'm like, if you can make up a story like that, like you don't even know that's true, how about you just make up a good story so that you can feel better? it's okay if it's not true, because you don't know the bad story you telling is true either. Like, make up a good story. Say that I know he thinking about me. He just ain't called me yet. I mean, just make it up, because why cause yourself so much suffering when you really don't know what's going on the other end of that phone? And then what had happened was the guy's grandmother had passed away. So she made up this whole story, like, that he was just ducking her or something. I can't even remember, but it was something like crazy like that, and his grandmother had passed away. Like,
all this time, felt crazy. When you assuming you only making the ASS of you.
yeah,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
listen to Sadhguru. He always talk about detachment and having like understanding and just being in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Trying not to have too many expectations
yeah,
of people.
and not suffering so much. Like, you gotta think about all the suffering that you do, that we all do on a daily basis, from the moment we get up until we go to sleep, by making big deals out of small things. Like, it's people going through worse out here.
I'm telling you, out of everything. When first of all, you at home and you complain about the kids. Then you go to sleep, wake up, you ain't get enough sleep. Then you go to work and you complain about the work people. Then you go to the gym and you complain about the people in the gym. Or the exercise, or your body hurting from the exercises. Then you come home and you complain it's too hot, you hungry. It's just be so like, it's just so much. It's so much.
When you can just wake up, say what you're grateful for. Say that be grateful that you just woke up, and just enjoy each moment.
And because we're talking about relationships, just enjoy the moments spent with people that the moments that you do have with people. Because people are temporary, and we know that because one day we here and one day we not. So if one day we here and one day we not, what makes like experiences and relationships different? So if one day you have your relationship and tomorrow you might not have it, but the day that you do have it, you have to make the best of it. Well, I'm not gonna say you have to make the best of it, but I think that we should make the best of it. Like, because at the end of the day, I always ask myself, I ask myself 2 questions, and these questions help me with a lot of stuff. I ask myself, is this gonna matter when I'm long gone, when I pass on? Or I ask myself, is this gonna matter in 5 years? If the answer to those questions is no, I'm not even dwelling on what's going on. People be asking me, how are you so calm about stuff? Or how do you laugh about things? One, I stay calm about stuff because I don't like letting other people see me dealing. I deal with my stuff to myself. So even if I am not calm about it, people won't see that. I might go into my room and scream with a pillow on my head, because that's how I get my emotions out. But 2, I just try not to let what other people do, and I say other people because we're speaking about relationships, and in relationships we often get mad at what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
So I try not to let what other people do affect me, because it's not gonna matter when I'm dead. I mean, I don't like to say dead, but it's not gonna matter when I transition, and it's not gonna matter in 5 years. The pain is temporary, just like we are. You might hurt over it, and you allow yourself to hurt by all means. We are human. We're supposed to feel these emotions, but don't let the emotions linger. Don't get too upset that you wanna fight, hurt, kill, destroy people, because at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. No relationship is worth that.
Don't let your mind take control. Because I noticed that when I get angry, my mind is going, it's not even my mind, it's my ego. Keep your ego out your way. Your ego can be your worst enemy sometimes, because your ego is going to defend and justify everything you got going on in your mind, and your mind is going to start creating more. Like you could tell yourself one thing, like somebody got on your nerves, and your ego is going to start bringing thoughts that support that, and you just going to spiral down this rabbit hole, and you just going to get even mad, more mad than you was in the beginning. Like you have to watch your thoughts, and you have to redirect them, because you don't need to drop your trash off on nobody else's doorstep. Nobody don't deserve that. That's why we all have to heal ourselves before we put ourselves in another relationship, because we don't need to be dropping our trash off at somebody else's doorstep. That's not fair to them, and it's not fair to us to go in that situation like that already.
I'm telling you. And then when you know that you need some space and healing, you take a break from relationships as well, because sometimes we do bring our trash to other people's doorsteps unknowingly. But if you know that you're not in a place to deal with that, you're not in a place to deal with it. You're just not in a place to deal with it. And it's okay to like turn it off for a few minutes. Like be to yourself. You don't have to be with someone. That's another thing. Like relationships shouldn't be forced. All that stuff shouldn't be forced. It should come to you. It's gonna go through its stuff, but it just shouldn't be forced. It shouldn't be something that's forced, and it shouldn't be like a hard thing. Like it's gonna have its ups and its downs, but it shouldn't be super hard. It's not gonna be super easy, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be super hard either. And so I would like to ask, well, both of us maybe answer this question. What advice would you give your younger self on relationships now, and how do you handle things differently now versus then? Or maybe a situation that you could have like prevented because you know better now than what you knew back then. Like what would you tell your younger self?
I would tell my younger self just not to take things too seriously when I was younger. Like, I tell young girls this all the time, like, have fun. Enjoy your life. Like, don't get tied down too early on. And I was one of those ones. I did have a serious relationship at one point when I was younger, but it would have been more fun for me and less serious. Like, I wouldn't have been in no full-blown relationship as a teenager. I would have just had fun, lived my life. And how I deal with things now, I think I'm more patient now. And I think that comes with wisdom, learning to be more understanding of others, and patience came from being a mother. Like just trying to hear people out, hear the other person out, and communicate better and have those hard conversations that I was just too young to understand, too probably immature to understand what was really going on in life and to be able to articulate that. Like I didn't understand my feelings back then. I was young, but now I kind of understand more, and then I listen to other people and I observe more, and I listen to my own thoughts more. I think I'm more aware of my own thoughts and like trying to like redirect them and navigate through that, because I prefer to be happy, not right these days. I let somebody, you can have that, you can be right. My peace is more important now.
For me, I agree to all of those things. For me, I would tell my younger self, well, first of all, my younger self was more confident than my older self. Myself now, I'm regaining my confidence, I'm learning. But so my younger self would tell myself right now, girl, you are the shit. Don't you ever forget it. And my older self now would tell my younger self that definitely hear people out. You are not a know-it-all, little girl. You don't know everything. And somebody is trying to tell you how they feel and what's important to them, and you are disregarding everything that they're saying because you're not getting your way. So when they're telling you, think they're being selfish because they're not ready. You young. First of all, you young. So, but you think they're being selfish because they're telling you that they're not ready for a relationship and they just want to have fun. You just think that they just saying that, you know, and you think, and you feel like they're using you because they keeping you around even though they just want to have fun. I would tell my younger self that, no, they kept you around because they liked you as a person. They appreciated your presence. They really loved you. They just wasn't ready for what you was ready for. And you have, and so my older self is much more understanding than my younger self. And yeah, I would teach my younger self understanding. And not to be so quick to judge people and bash people because of how they choose to live their lives. Don't judge them for it.
And until the next time,
Peace, pretty girls.